Wait, do we have thoughts about the Oscars?
Oh yeah, that was pretty boring. Just a bunch of people getting awards and stuff. You know.
Coda, Best Picture.
Yeah,
Congrats.
Coda,
That's all that
congrats,
happened,
yeah.
right?
Denzel was nominated for the Macbeth. Whoever, 3 people saw that movie. Like, who would watch that movie?
I genuinely didn't even know that.
It's black and white. It's Macbeth. No, thank you.
Really?
Yeah. I thought Amy Schumer was good on the Oscar. I don't know what else happened. I know that's it.
That's it, right? Nothing
Yeah.
weird happened, George?
When I told you about it, did you see it after that?
Oh, of course, I watched everything.
Were you stunned?
It was pretty shocking, and I've tried to I've tried to hit it from every angle.
Yeah. Here's the deal. I mean, obviously, in the beginning, when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, because he bumped me twice.
Who Chris Rock did?
Chris Rock, Friday and Saturday. I wasn't able to go up. He's a nice guy. I'm just saying. There was a little part of me was like, yeah, don't bump. You know what I mean? And then Eric made a little meme of the slab visit. Don't be bumping people in the OR. You know what I mean? So, which is funny. But when you really think about it, because there was a moment after Will said, "Don't ever fucking talk about me." A couple times he said that. Where Chris, I know that look because I've been there. It's a moment of shock and trauma. It was traumatic. He was assaulted in front of millions and trillions of people. I mean, not millions of people watched but virally. I mean, you're talking about the world saw it. The whole world. Russians saw it. Putin saw it. I bet you Martin Putin saw it. Zelensky maybe not, because he's fearing for his life. But it was assault, and it was he has issues. That's a man with issues. There's an issue there.
We all have issues, but his was just front and center stage.
Think, right? You're sitting in the front row, right? You have when Mel Gibson looks at you and like, you crazy, dog, you have a fucking problem. You see Mel Gibson, like, you know what I mean? That's crazy.
But do you think it's just like method acting gone too far with, King Richard? Because he was that type of like tiger dad. Maybe he never got out of that tiger dad mode.
No, because you're at the Oscars. You have all your peers in front of you. Will Smith has been famous for a very long time, right?
Right.
He knows what it all means, okay? He knows what it's like in his personal life going to a mall. He doesn't go to a mall. He's never been to a mall. He's that famous, right? He understands that he's been to the Oscars many, many times before. He's been nominated before, right? He understands how many people are watching. I mean, he understands all of it, the environment, It's like even if I saw, I mean, I have dudes that I hate. If the Pope was making a speech and that dude was next to him, the guy that I hate, even if I had a shot, I had a gun, I wouldn't do it because it's next to the Pope. You know what I mean? That's a terrible.
I don't know, baby.
I'm not good at analogies. I'm sorry. Give me another shot, man.
Yeah.
I'm not good at analogy. I'm not gonna do another analogy. Right.
I have a question. Do you think that they should have escorted him out after that?
What I would have liked is had Denzel win it, and then he sees it and it's a scribble with Will Smith's name on it. And they just put like a kid's letter, Denzel, you know what I mean, or whatever. Somebody wrote it real quick. Yeah, but Denzel is sort of like, he's got like a James Baldwin vibe to him. He's very articulate. He's very wise.
He's a sage.
He's like a sage. Yeah. I don't know what was that thing that he said to Will Smith.
Something like
the devil will get you. The devil will get you when you're at your highest, or something. Yeah. Like, who says that? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. What did you think of his whole speech after everything?
Who?
Will's. Well, like when he was like his whole like rambling speech about like how he's a protector and that's why he hits people.
Here's my thing about like people saying, "Oh, like wasn't it so great that he protected his woman?" Like for me, let me fight my own battles. Like I don't need you to come to my defense. If my choice, if my action in that moment is to cringe, not like the joke, sit down, I don't need you to like, you know what I mean, get all macho and then slap a dude for me. Like it makes me feel worse.
Imagine me and Kalila are in the audience. We'll never go there, but
we'll never.
Yeah, but
certainly not front stage.
And Chris goes, "Look at Kalila with her heart defect or something, right?"
Yeah.
and people are laughing, right?
There's something worse about my the way I look, not so much my
Look at
hair.
Bobby Lee is dating Stanley Tucci.
Oh God.
Stanley Tucci's here, right? And I kind of laugh, right? And I look over and you're upset, right? I would look
What
back.
if he said this?
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
worse.
Okay, go ahead. I'm in the audience.
Yeah. She looks so much like Stanley Tucci. He hasn't fucked her in 2 years.
No, you have to look upset. Then I look back up here, and I look at you, and I'll go, we're on TV, smile, bitch. We're on TV, bitch. There's billions of people, bitch. We're millionaires, bitch. You mean you can take that?
That's true.
Here's a guy who you literally get out of touch. You know, it's like I have a theory, okay? Chris Rock is not out of touch. And the reason why he's not out of touch is because Chris Rock, out of the 30 years I've been doing stand-up, has always done the Comedy Store, right? There are comics that won't do it. They don't come back. And then when they do show up, they have weird people around them and they don't go out. You know what I mean? And one example is, and he deserves the kind of mystique that he has, Eddie Murphy. Now, okay, Netflix gave him a bunch of money to do a special, right? Now, it might be the most amazing thing you've ever seen, but I honestly believe that he might be a little too out of touch to do it, you know? And the material that he has, it's just like you have to live a normal life to have life experiences for people to relate to it, right? Like Chris is always at the clubs. I've never seen Bill, not that Bill Burr's at that level, or even Chris is at Eddie Murphy's level, because they've never had his kind of movie career, right? No, you don't. I don't want to.
Wait.
I'm leaving.
Come on. What were you going to say? What's dumb?
The dum-dums who think that that was rehearsed or fake. Really? So what's the point of that? Why would they like when Sacha Baron Cohen did a prank? Remember where it was like Charlie Chaplin's co-star or something who's like 90 years old now, and he pushes her off stage.
Oh, yeah,
and she
yeah.
tumbles, right? Mm-hmm. That's obviously a bit, right? It got a laugh. It's controversial. It's edgy, but it's funny. It really is funny the way they did that, right? With this one, it's like, really, you think, first of all, for them to, these award shows, you think that that was the first time they went up on stage?
Yeah.
They have rehearsals during the day, right? They have all the presenters come out. This is your mark. You need to come after that. It's not just improvised. So the whole thing is rehearsed, right? There's a director, producers. They're all sitting around, right? And it's like Chris is doing his thing. Will isn't even probably even there during the rehearsals because he's just nominated, right? So he's just sitting there, right? So he wouldn't even be there for rehearsals. So what you're saying to me is that Chris calls Will Smith one night and goes, come over to my house. Let's do, I'm going to make fun of your wife. She's got to look offended, right? And then you slap me. And Will Smith's like, why? Just do it. It's going to be great. I'm a comedian, right? And then you're going to sit back and go, don't fucking talk shit about my wife. Don't ever talk shit about fucking whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's what they came up with?
Well, what about what people saying, they did it for ratings?
It made the Oscars relevant again.
No, they didn't for ratings because number one, there's not a place more woke, right, than the Oscars. They're a bunch of woke little pansies, right? So it's like that's the opposite of woke what they did.
Also, it's like, why would he, voluntarily jeopardize
His career? His career is not done. I mean, Mel Gibson keeps working.
Yeah.
But there's a stink. I haven't seen a Mel Gibson movie since that Tirade. Some of them I've wanted to watch. I bought them. I just can't watch them. But my point is this:
You supported
You
him
bought your
monetarily.
bottom.
like the Santa Claus
You
one. The
didn't
Santa
watch
Claus
it.
one
You
looked
didn't
really
watch
big, but I never saw it. Right? I gave him the money, right? But my point is that it doesn't make any sense. That's not how it works, right? I've never been to the Oscars, but I've been to the Billboard Award. I've been to a bunch of award shows, the MMA awards with Randy Couture. My point is that as a presenter and stuff, you're rehearsing. You have to show up there. You have to know what to do. There's no way that they did that.
I think my best theory on it is if it was faked, Chris Rock would have had a lot better joke for that moment.
Right, because
Yeah.
he there was even a part where he was like, "All right, like I won't say it anymore." Like he was flustered for a bit, you know.
But he's also not like, okay, I could see Andy Kaufman doing it, right? But there would be no, unless it was Bob Zamuda in the audience, you know what I mean? Coming up, no one else would do that, right? So, Chris Rock isn't an Andy Kaufman-esque performer. He's just not. Because Andy Kaufman humor is only the two people that are doing it are in on it, right? That's what makes it cool. You know what I mean? But that's not what Chris Rock is about. Chris Rock is a joke-oriented, punchline-oriented comic, right? That pause of like, if it was Sacha Baron Cohen, it could, I could see theories, you know what I mean? I might be able to get behind some theories, but Chris isn't that guy,
Right.
So it's just like, it's absurd, it's ridiculous, it's not, I hate people with conspiracy theories. It's like, none of it's fucking real, man.
I have a question.
None of it's real. It's like, shut the fuck up, man.
Would you have been able to withstand that open hand slap?
No, I would have, my eyes would have fluttered. You'd only see white, right? Right? I'd probably make a noise, whoa, you know what I mean? And I would directly fall, right? And the fall would wake me back up, but I would stand back up and there would be blood dripping, right?
From your
and I
ears?
from my ears and my back of my neck, right? Because of the, right? And it had blood in my hand. I go, we're cutting to a commercial break. Geico or something, right? Right? And then walk off stage.
I really want to know what you would say. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As I'm walking towards you.
Yeah.
What do the 5 fingers say to the face?
What?
Slap.
Oh man. Will Smith just slapped me. I would say what he said.
Yeah.
And I go, anyway, the next presenters, like I would go right to the prompter. There's a prompter.
Uh-huh.
I mean, my instinct would go right to what, because I wouldn't be thinking at that point.
So you would just go autopilot.
Yeah. So the nominees for best documentary would be, Taylor Goldwyn for, you know what I mean? The Amazon Princess or whatever, right? And people would be like, dude, address that he just slapped you.
Yeah.
And then I would get off stage and I would go right to Twitter. No, first I would be like, Abby would be there, my man, and I would scream at her.
Yeah.
I told you this wasn't a good idea. You know what I mean? Oh, everyone wants to hit me. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
whatever, right? Or you know what I would say? Honestly, unless not even no jokes, I would probably go, "What happened to people?"
If I was there,
Yeah,
I would go after Will Smith. If he slapped you,
I could see a
I would
crazy.
grab Jada's bald head.
Yeah. And then so you're on the side of the stage.
Oh, I would run across and I would
But you know-
absolutely smack. I would try to fight him.
You knew who'd be scared?
Who?
The guy sitting next to Stanley Tucci. Because they'd be like, Stanley Tucci? What? Stanley Tucci? Like it would be like, what the fuck is going
You're
on
so fucked up. I just declared that I would defend you.
I mean, it would be a confusing moment of like a double take. Like, wow, this show's the special effects in this show is amazing. Did the makeup be nominees do that makeup or whatever?
You're
They
so
said it's funny though, babe. Come on.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway, that person would be scared. But my point is, you'd run across and what?
I would honestly cause a commotion. You don't fucking hit. If you got hit by anybody, I don't care if it's Will Smith, God himself, whoever the fuck were to hit you.
Here's the truth of it. And this is because you're a sensible person, right? You would feel that inside, right? Your instincts would be like, what the fuck, right? But you still would be very aware of where you are.
But if your eyes were white and I just saw the fucking
Oh, you
ghost
mean when
escape your body?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You would come to my body first, right? And it would be like that one.
You're right. I would just be like, "Are you okay, sweetie?"
Yeah. Like
And I'd point at him and be like, "No, fuck you." I probably wouldn't try to fight him. You're right. I'd probably cuss him out.
I mean, because you're looking in the audience, you see Meryl Streep, you see everybody, right?
Yeah.
You probably wave, I'm on TV or whatever. Yeah. But it would be like, I think the photo would be infamous. It's like, remember the 60s when that school college shooting and one student got shot, and there was a bystander holding him, you'd be one of those shots. You know what I mean? You'd be like an iconic photo.
I feel like licks would come out. Make you fucking pussy. I'd just go off
What
on
the
him on a
fuck?
mic. I'd be by the mic too,
What?
because your body is still by the mic. So
Right.
I'd pull the mic and I would just like call Will Smith all sorts of names.
Yeah. Oh. Or somebody would yell out, "Do your lines from the core." And then the whole audience is Tucci, Tucci. You know, and they're like, he's like Sean Penny, like, you know, he's everywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't do that because it would freak people out. It would freak people out, especially if he wasn't there.
What do you mean?
If Tucci wasn't in the audience, just live like theory.
Yeah, I didn't know this would turn into a me attack.
I'm sorry. You're beautiful, babe. It's just for the podcast I say it. You know what I mean?
I do look like Stanley.
No, you
though.
don't. You look beautiful, babe.
I do look like Stanley, but I accept it.
No, it's just a joke, babe. You don't. I know it irritates you. That's why I say it.
It doesn't irritate me.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's actually very,
You don't look nothing like him.
very, very hurtful.
Yeah, you don't look nothing like him.
Doesn't irritate me. It just hurts me
Yeah.
deeply.
That what is, you know, but you know, I have to say, my last final thing is what?
Why?
No, this is the final thing. And it's not a joke. Okay, is Chris Rock is, you know, he is like the Mount Rushmore of comics. Like if you like of today, like if there was a Mount Rushmore, it'd be Chappelle, Chris Rock would be up there of today. You know, Bill Burr would maybe or whatever. You know what I mean? Louis C.K. but with his dick out, whatever. You know what I mean? But they would be up there, right? And if you can assault one of the Mount Rushmores of comics, we're all fucked. We're all fucked. You know what I mean? Because it's like, our job as a comedian is to say things that you're not always going to agree with, is to open the envelope. You know what I mean? Especially for someone like me, I'm a shock comic. You know, I just say fucked up things on stage, right? And I sometimes improvise and say things that are just like, I'll sometimes even say something where I'm like, why would you say that? That's crazy. You know what I mean? But that's just the whole point of it, right? And there's always comedy clubs and stages of any kind, right? If you're doing a play, right? It should be the safest place one can be in, especially, you know, when you're performing. It's like, you know, imagine if like you're at a Cirque du Soleil show, like Love or something, right? And you know you've done the routine 1,000 times, and then one day somebody just shoots you. You know, when you're up on one of those rafters, right? It's just like not cool. Especially Will Smith should know better. He's a performer. He knows that that's a sacred line you don't cross. That's a really fucked up thing he did, man. It's fucked up. I would love him on the podcast, and I'd suck his dick, but I'm a whore. I'm a whore.
Let's end on
All
that
right,
note.
all right. I want him on Tiger Belly. Jim, if you're listening,
I'm offering up my body.
I'm offering.
I'll suck his dick to get him on Tiger Belly. I don't,
That's not a.
I'll
That's
take
not
it
a.
for the team.
That's a. Yeah, negative, not a plus. But what a weird party that. It was a cool party. I'm glad we went though. It was Keegan's birthday party.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ron Howard's there. She's like, oh,